So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for episode number 2 of our Bournemouth Career Mode here on FIFA 18. Today, we're following up from where we left off in the first episode, which, may I just say, got a ridiculous amount of love and support. You guys smashing the likes and subscriptions and everything. Channel growth is cool. So, yeah, thank you guys ever so much for the love on that, and the suggestions when it comes to signings as well, which we'll get onto in a moment. But if you're going to enjoy this video, then of course, make sure to slap a like on the video and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Both will help me out quite a lot, so I'm not going to say beg, but I would be very thankful if you did both of those, if you do, of course, enjoy the video. But now to what's actually going to be in the video, and we're talking transfers and Premier League games. As I said last episode, we will be starting the Premier League campaign in this episode, in our first game of the season. Transfers, though, is the main thing at first, like the first half of this video, because we've got so many to do still. This Bournemouth team needs quite a lot doing to it in terms of quality and depth, so we'll be focusing on that for sort of the first, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes of this video. Now, one thing I asked you guys was what backup striker I should be looking at, and you guys gave me a list of quite a few. First of all, we've got Moussa Dembele of Celtic, the Frenchman who signed from Fulham to Celtic over in the Scottish League. Alexander Isak, a little bit more of an obvious option, a more well-known one that a lot of people buy, but still a good suggestion nonetheless from Borussia Dortmund. Danny Ings was potentially the most commented name in the entire comment section last episode, and I didn't expect it. I think he spent some time on loan at Bournemouth once in the past, or he used to play for them generally outright, so maybe that's the reason why. But he would be quite an interesting signing actually in terms of a backup. Alexander Sorloth, who's a very much hidden gem, playing for Midtjylland in the Danish league, but I think has a potential of around about 80. And Ben Brereton of Nottingham Forest, who is someone that I wanted to bring in anyway, to be quite honest with you, but a lot of people commenting him in the comment section. I'll try and bring him in, even if we buy another striker on top of that, because he'll be very cheap. But perhaps the most important thing that I asked you last episode was what winger should we buy? We'd gone into negotiations for 4 separate different wingers and been successful with 2 of them, and I asked you guys which of those 4 we should be signing in this career mode, and you guys voted for the Portuguese-based winger Raphinha from Brazil. 76 overall, valuation initially of 10 mil, but apparently we should offer between 13.5 and 19.9 in order to attain his services. To attain his services. We don't want his tiled floor, we want his services. Milot Rashica and Marcus Coco were 2 of the other options, as well as Mohamed El Yunusi. El Yunusi was winning the vote at first, but Raphinha came back and won it in the end. If you didn't see the first episode of this career mode, then why are you here, fam? Go and check the first episode out first, and then come back and check this one out. But first of all, let's go in for Raphinha. We've got £44.7 million in the transfer budget, which is a pretty healthy amount, and we're going to go in. They said the valuation would probably be between 13 and 19, so let's go in with 14 mil first of all, or 13.5. Let's go in with 13.5 because that's still above his valuation. Okay, Gimares' rep has said we won't let Raphinha go for that, but we will sell him for £17.4 million. That's only £4.4 million higher than what we suggested in the first place, so we are going to counter that, and we're going to propose a new transfer fee, just a little bit lower. We're going to really try and squeeze all the money out of this, and we're going to go for what I think is just above the middle mark, and we're going to go for £16 million as a transfer offer there. We're going for the, we're in full haggle mode right now. We're probably only about 2 minutes into the video, and we're already haggling. What is Vittoria saying? We'll accept that. I'm happy to see we can arrive at a compromise and seal the deal. And Raphinha and his agent will now be available for us to negotiate with. Okay, so there's Raphinha in the background with his agent, and apparently, first of all, they want an important squad role. That can be done. I mean, realistically, given the winger competition that he's going to have in this squad, he could have probably asked for crucial, and we would have had to accept that, realistically, because he is going to be a crucial first-team player, but I'll take important first-team player. He'll be easily satisfied with the amount of time that he'll be playing. So next up, we've got contract length. What should we go for? Realistically, a youngster, 20 years of age, I think a 4-year contract would be pretty fair. 5 years is probably a bit too much. Alright, bless up. The agent's happy with that. Let's carry on. My client isn't considering adding a release clause to his contract. Raphinha, I love you already, mate. You're gonna be a good lad. I can tell already that he doesn't want a release clause. I will accept that, thank you very much. Alright, now to the juicy part, which is the cash on offer. Now, interestingly enough, Raphinha is on 9.3k a week, or £9,300. He's wanting £14,500 a week. easily doable, I'm not gonna lie. That isn't that, you know, that isn't that high. I think 14,500 is okay. Signing bonus of 200,000, I might drop that to 150,000. As for goals, he's not... I doubt he's going to score 15 goals in a season, so we'll leave that as it is, but we will counter the signing bonus. And they're happy with that? No, they're not. They're not. They want a signing bonus of 210. What did I offer? I offered 100 and... You know what? Bun it. That's fine. We'll go for 210. So we're going to go ahead and accept that offer, although I'm pretty sure that was 10k more in terms of signing bonus than we put in the first place. But, you know, honestly, I don't care. Raphinha becomes the second player to join the squad for Bournemouth in this career mode save. Thanks to you guys voting in episode number 1. The old Brazilian youngster will be there, holding his shirt, proudly having swapped sunny Portugal for a lot less sunny Bournemouth, but it's fine. He doesn't need to know the Bournemouth climate. All he needs to know is he's going to be playing a lot of games. £16 million is the transfer fee. So this then is our new signing, Raphinha, the man who came in from Vitória Guimarães over in the Portuguese league. The Brazilian youngster, 20 years of age. You can see he's got 4-star skill moves, a couple of traits there as well, being flair and also technical dribbling. You can see his skill wheel there as well. Pace and dribbling, definitely his strengths, and a very good player overall. You can see his attributes there as well, very, very pacey, and in a game where basically everyone has been downgraded in pace, it's nice to see that he's kept a lot of pace in his locker, as well as agility and balance, decent composure, 82 dribbling. So overall, he looks like he's going to be a very, very decent addition into the side, improving the wings immediately, because the best winger that we had before him was 73 overall, so he immediately improves the side and has the potential to become even better. Whilst we're at it as well, I'll also show you the attributes of our signing from last episode, the man, the myth, the legend, Ronaldo Vieira, who came in from Leeds United. You can see on his attribute wheel as well that his pace is probably his best attribute too. Physical is 73 overall and dribbling at 70 as well, and you can see the rest of his stats there in terms of his physicals. Decent speed, that'll grow, or it should do anyway. Aggression, agility and balance, pretty decent. 76 stamina is definitely enough to party as well. Technicals aren't as good, but again, they can obviously be grown in training, which we are going to start in this episode. Now, one other thing that I noticed in the comment section last time, I do tend to take these things into account when it comes to Bournemouth fans and people who know the club better than I do. A lot of people were saying that I shouldn't be selling Mark Pugh because he's a club legend, so I assume I don't really know anything about Mark Pugh's career, quite frankly, apart from he was playing for them when they got into the Premier League and he now still plays for them. But I assume from that he's been playing for them for quite some time, potentially even when they were still in League 2. I don't really know, and maybe I should do my research for next episode. But what I will do in that case is I'll keep him. You know, I don't want people to actually get annoyed or seem like it's unrealistic if I'm getting rid of players. But bear in mind that his contract does expire at the end of this first season, so he may end up leaving in January. We've still got Reece Wiggins, Dan Gosling and Brad Smith on the transfer list, but obviously we are looking to sell a couple of other players if we get the right bid for them. And speaking of that, we've actually got 2 bids coming in for some of the players that aren't on the transfer list, and this is encouraging because on previous FIFAs, aka the last 2, it's been so difficult to actually sell players you want to sell, although both of these players I'm not really interested in selling. Ryan Fraser definitely because he's got a very high potential, and Tyrone Mings not particularly because again his potential is there to grow a little bit and he's a good backup left back. So for now, I think we're probably going to reject both of those bids. So I'm going to keep training pretty short and simple if I'm honest with you. We've got 3 players being trained at the moment, and that is our new signing Raphinha, as well as Lewis Cook and Ronaldo Vieira, who of course came in last episode. No one going up in attributes, but we'll obviously be keep on training all these guys, and hopefully they will grow in the coming weeks. Right, okay, good news. We've actually got 2 offers for 2 of the players that we put on the transfer list on the same day. Dan Gosling and Brad Smith have been offered for from Burnley and from Millwall respectively. So let's go to the transfer hub and see now whether those evaluations match how much they are actually worth. Our manager's probably perplexed by the sound of Sean Dyche's voice, but that is not the point. That's going to be Dan Gosling's problem now. We'll just ask for 4.85, to be honest with you. We're going to advance and we're going to submit that as an offer. And hopefully Sean Dyche, the aggressive man that he is, doesn't turn around and slap us in the face, because this is a Peggy 3 game and I don't think he'd be allowed to do that under the circumstances. So let's see what he says. Wow, okay, well that was That was very easy. That was extremely easy. I wasn't expecting that at all. I was expecting a lot of negotiating. Sean Dyche clearly wants his man, so Dan Gosling will be going to Burnley for the better part of £4.9 million. So we had some pretty easy negotiations there for Dan Gosling. We're now going to enter the same negotiations for Brad Smith. Now, they offered £800,000 did Millwall, which is a very good first bid actually. My chief exec even reckons that's enough on its own, but we are going to propose a new fee. We're going to just ask for straight up £1 million. They only want to pay 800k and they want a sell-on clause of 8%. So I don't care. Yeah, just have him for 800k because that was already a good enough offer on its own. So Brad Smith will now be on his way, hopefully, to Millwall as long as player negotiations go well. Now, I know we keep flicking backwards and forwards between different subjects, but we're obviously done with wingers. We're done with sales now. It's time to move back to the backup striker, which I suppose is the last thing that I'd asked you about, although it's not necessarily my top priority right now. And because of that, I don't think we're specifically going to be bringing in a quite high-profile backup striker in this episode, because I want to spend my money in positions that we actually need players. Though we are going to go in for this man here, Ben Brereton, because it's a very cheap deal, and it's one that I've been wanting to do since the start of the series, and one that you guys wanted me to do as well. So it's a no-brainer, really, and it's a realistic signing, given it's a young Englishman signing for Bournemouth, which is what they tend to do. Anyway, it's now time to make the first bid then in this negotiation, and its current value is 1.2, so we are going to go ahead and offer £1.2 million. I don't see any reason to not match that evaluation. Nottingham Forest. Look, I know, look, I'm from Nottingham myself, okay? I realise times are tough, okay? The Broadmarsh needs rebuilding, you know, I understand that, but £50,000, really? You couldn't just go down to 1.2, you had to ask me for 1.25. I'm ending the negotiation, I can't do that. No, we'll go ahead and accept that, which is probably, that is literally the most pointless counter offer in the history of forever, but whatever. We've agreed a deal with Nottingham Forest for Ben Brereton. Okay, so we're into negotiations then with young Ben of Nottingham, and they're wanting a sporadic squad role in contract. Now, is sporadic the fourth lowest? Okay, yeah, we'll accept that because he's gonna get a bit of game time. We'll be able to keep him happy. Don't worry about that. So that's fine. Now, what is the contract length? We're putting that forward. They're not demanding anything. To be honest with you, for an 18-year-old, I'd like to put 5 years on the table, but I think 4 is probably the safer option. I feel quite good that we're getting these transfers sort of out of the way, just getting these youngsters in, and then we're going to go blam with the big signings pretty soon. Disregard release clause. So we've got the option to. We are gonna disregard it. There's no point adding that. I might drop that down to 8k because we are wages transfer budget. We're okay, but wages we are struggling a little bit. So let's counter that. We will edit the wage to no, not £1. That would probably end the negotiations. £7,000. So the wages drop down a little bit, and moving the signing bonus up because that's where we've got additional cash. So what is it with people from Nottingham that want ridiculous? Like, it's 100 quid, mate. I mean, okay, you can get like one Adidas tracksuit more a week. Fine, whatever. Accept. So Ben Brereton then becomes our third transfer signing of this career mode save after Ronaldo Vieira and of course Raphinha, who we signed at the start of this episode, bringing in them youngsters, bringing in them youth players, those prospect players. There's your confirmation that Ben Brereton has signed from Nottingham Forest to Bournemouth for £1.25 million. We will actually be training Ben Brereton at the end of this month, but for now we're continuing with the training of Raphinha and Ronaldo Vieira, both of which have gone up from to 77 and 70 respectively. Lewis Cook is also being trained, he's still 71. Oh, how I have been looking forward to this game. It is time for the first played game of this series, the first Premier League game of this series, away from home at the Hawthorns against West Bromwich Albion. You can see the squad there in the background. Begovic is in goal, Charlie Daniels and Smith are the fullbacks, Ake and Cook at centre half, Fraser and our new signing Raphinha are the wingers, so that's the Brazilian's debut. Lewis Cook and Arter in the middle, with Joshua King and Defoe up front because you guys decided that the front two was the better option instead of only playing one up front for the start of this season. So thanks to you guys for that input. Oh, hot damn, am I excited for this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really looking forward to seeing Raphinha's debut as well in this one. Worth noting as well, Ronaldo Vieira is on the bench for this game. Ben Brereton is not. but Ronaldo Vieira might make his full debut in this game as well. So here we are, player debuts. Kieran Gibbs, of course, who came in from Arsenal for West Brom, and of course our £16 million man, Raphinha, is also making his debut. I'm really looking forward to seeing how he plays, because he really is one of the focal points now in this team already. At 77 overall, he's the joint second best player in this team. I want more runs, actually, from my fullbacks, really. I'm on attacking, but I'm not really getting much out of people. And the way West Brom are set up, we are going to have quite a few bodies forward. That's pinged over towards Raphinha. It's found Raphinha. Go for the shot. It is blocked, though, by the defender. I think that was Gareth McCauley, actually. Play that out wide to Adam Smith. Seen quite a lot of on the ball so far, probably more than Ryan Fraser, arguably. Play that forward towards Josh King. What a finish from Josh King out of literally nothing. How has that even happened? How has that actually happened? Like, I wasn't even commentating for ages. That's a brilliant find. I can't differentiate the two centre mids at the moment. I will get used to playing with this team. Was that Harry Arter? It was. Harry Arter with an amazing reverse ball. One touch from Josh King to get past Gareth McCauley, and then just drills it into the bottom corner. Questionable goalkeeping, I'm not going to lie, but Joshua King gets our first played goal of the series. A nice little goal, that, as well. Tidy little finish, what you would expect from a man of the calibre of Joshua King. And here he is, the man of the moment. He's just about shrugging off the defender. Feeds in Lewis Cook, go for a long shot, Sonny Jim. That is a decent effort, but saved by Ben Foster and out for a corner. Fraser will swing it in. It's towards King. It's headed back out towards Fraser again. He's gone past Kieran Gibbs. Swing it back into the box again towards Nathan Ake, but into the hands of Ben Foster. West Brom just starting to get back into this a little bit in this game, but still one goal up. Here's Solomon Rondon. That's out wide to Nasser Chadley. Good little interception from Adam Smith. And I'm saying these guys are definitely, you know, not going to be starting players, but they've been playing very well in this first game. Oh, Chadley with a nice little fake. That's into Rondon. Easily plucked out of the air, though, by Asmir Begovic, and then chucked out to Adam Smith. And that is the end of the first half of football in this series, and we are leading 1-0. It is the perfect start, really, to proceedings. I'm not going to lie, Adam Smith has been absolutely insane in this game. Like, he's not even had any troubles at all from anybody. He's sick. This is Gareth Barry, slightly more advanced than you would expect him to be, potentially. Good interception, though, there from Lewis Cook, and potentially we can start a little cheeky counter-attack. That's Defoe. Out wide is Raphinha in acres of space. He's going to cut back in towards trouble, I realise. Go for the back heel into Josh King. Try and get away from his man. That's into Jermaine Defoe. Can he finish? He can just about. And Jermaine Defoe gets the second goal of this game. Realistically, though, that should have been saved by Ben Foster. It's gone really straight through. He got a hand to it. It was terrible aiming from myself. And the fans go wild in the away section. That is a nice goal as well. Raphinha with the back heel. Josh King with the assist. It's a poor finish from Jermaine Defoe, if I'm honest. I'd expect a lot better than that from him. And we are 2-0 up against West Brom. Thanks to that man there, Jermaine Defoe. Really, really well worked. The back heel from Raphinha. I'm liking his flair. I'm liking his flair already. I feel like that was needed in the side because although this Bournemouth side has a lot of pace, a lot of counter-attacking ability, it doesn't have too much flair. Rondon, though, trying to get a goal back straight away, whilst I was talking about play styles, and a good save from Begovic. That is easily West Brom's best chance of this game so far, and this game's really opened up now, because here comes Joshua King, looking for his second of the game, going to go for the curling effort, but it's straight into the midriff of Ben Foster. Been very impressed with Lewis Cook in this game, but we are going to bring him off for now. Callum Wilson's also going to come on for Jermaine Defoe, and Raphinha, who's looking a little bit tired, but has done well on his debut, will come off for Mark Pugh. Bursting down the left-hand side with, of all people, Johnny Evans, the centre-back, who probably didn't expect to be. That's a great ball in, though, from Evans towards Matty Phillips, I think that was, but he can't get any sort of good direction on it, and it goes out for a goal kick. We're gonna, oh, no, that was a mistake from myself. Oh my god, we've got lucky. Guys, forget that happened. It didn't happen. I don't know what you're on about. It just didn't happen. Don't worry, it didn't happen. That is the end of the game, though. A very risky way to end proceedings, but we do come out with a 2-goal win, 2-goal cushion, and a 2-0 victory. A clean sheet for Asmir Begovic and his defence in front of him. Your man of the match, unsurprisingly, after getting a goal and an assist in this game, is Joshua King, the Norwegian, with a 9.4 rating. Really good ratings as well there for Harry Arter, as well as Jermaine Defoe, who obviously got himself a goal. Charlie Daniels and Adam Smith were very good as full-backs. So I said we'd come back to transfer activity then after that first game of the season, which ended very well for us indeed. indeed, and I was not lying. We are going to go back in to some transfer activity to end up this episode, and I'll be doing two things. We'll be looking at a right back, and I'll be getting you guys to vote on which right back I should sign in a moment, and we'll also be looking into central midfielders, but I want you guys to have a say in this because I do want to bring in a central mid, and it will probably be our marquee signing of the summer, so I'm hoping we could bring in a player for maybe 18, 20 million potentially, and I want you guys to basically give me suggestions for what central mid you would like me to sign. I'll just show you the ones that I've got on the shortlist at the moment. We've got Baptiste Santamaria, who is a 22-year-old, 75 overall player from Angers. Again, he's not really necessarily a marquee signing, but would be a good value for money player. Leander Dundonker from Anderlecht, 79 rating. We've also got Karol Linetti, Tony Vilhena, and on top of that, we've also got Karim Demerbe and Nadiem Amiri on this list as well. So there's plenty of central midfielders for you guys to, to get a grip of what type of player we're looking at, what sort of budget we've got. It is that sort of 20 million sort of area. For now, though, as I mentioned, it's right back season. It is time to get into some negotiations. We've got some good players here, I'm not going to lie. Let's see what goes down, and let's bring in that right back, hopefully. Or let's at least give you guys a chance to vote for which right back you want me to bring in. Right, let's just get into negotiations then, shall we? Kelvin Amian Adu from Toulouse is the first player we're going to look at. I'm going to condense this down because we're going to be trying to make bids for 4 players, and I don't want this to take that long. Let's make an £8.5 million bid, first of all, for Amian Adu, and let's hope that Toulouse don't at least get offended by that bid. That would leave us with 23.5 million to bring in a centre mid. I think that's a fair offer for Amian Adu. There we go, boom shakalaka. Right, transfer fee is going to come in for Mitchell Weiser, and it's pretty much going to be the same, I'm not going to lie. Maybe a little bit lower. Let's try £8 million for the German from Hertha Berlin. We're going to submit that offer straight away. He's literally asked me for over double of what I offered. I'm surprised that he's gone ahead and done that. I am, however, willing to spend 12 million, so let's try that now as a transfer fee. Submit that offer straight through. I'm sorry, but we believe that Weiser is worth more than that, and they're really holding out for 17 mil. And let's go down to 13 mil. That is genuinely the lowest I'm going to go. 20%, fam. Are you mad? 20%. That's a lot. How about that Hertha Berlin manager who I don't know the name of? Okay, we'll let Weiser go. Look, no, mate, you're not understanding the whole bidding process here. You are countering too much money for this player. So it's not happening. It just isn't. Maybe it will happen. I don't know. Maybe it probably will actually now that I think about it. Where's the option to get up and slap him in the face? Where's that option? It's all well and good bringing in these cutscenes, but we need to be able to slap people in the face if they're being idiots in negotiations. This whole saga's probably been going on for about 2 minutes in the video, which is too long. What I will say is, right, if you guys decide to vote for Mitchell Weiser in the poll, it will mean we probably won't have that much money to bring in a central mid. I want the central mid to be quite a marquee signing, so if we buy Mitchell Weiser, we're probably not going to be able to do that per se. We'll probably only end up bringing in a slightly more average centre mid, so bear that in mind. Look, mate, I'm not here to piss about. 11 mil. Slap it on the table now. Let's put 11 million pounds on the table for Elustondo, and they've accepted it. That was just why. I mean, why do Hertha Berlin have to be like this when Real Sociedad can just be like, yeah, bless up, man, have him. Right, Monaco, I expect the same treatment from you. Offer transfer fee, no pissing about, £8 million on the table. In fact, no, not even that. 7.5. We're playing hardball, ladies. In fact, not even that. 7 million. We're playing hardball. Oh my days, Monaco, you're absolute G's. See, this is the problem. I actually did see this in the comment section, so shout out to the guy who said this. I can't remember I didn't see what his name was, but he said that he wished I would scout players before bidding for them. He's right, but I don't have a scout in France at the moment, so unfortunately with the French-based players like Toure and Amian Adu, I can't scout them before I make a bid, so it is meaning we're probably overspending by maybe £1 million or £1.5 million, so I do apologise for that if you're frustrated at that. Almami Toure, Kelvin Amian Adu, Aritz Elustondo and Mitchell Weiser have all now been bidded for. It is now up to you as to which one you would like me to sign for the right-back position. We definitely need to improve it. Adam Smith had a very good good game, and I'm looking forward to using him as a backup, but he's only 73 rated. He isn't going to grow, so we need someone to fill that position and also to have the potential to grow further as well. So let me know in the form of the poll that is in the top right of the screen. Yes, I got it right this time. Top right of the screen, and you guys can vote for either Toure, Amianadu, Elustondo, or Mitchell Weiser. And next episode, you'll be seeing a lot of transfers, and you'll also be seeing the next 2 Premier League games of the season against Stoke and Manchester City, I think, or maybe Southampton and Manchester City. But if you enjoyed this specific episode of Bournemouth Career Mode, then make sure to slap a like on the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel, both of which help me out massively at the start of this game, so I really do hope you do that if you do enjoy the video. In the background for the last sort of 20 seconds, you'll have also been seeing the Hall of Fame, which is here, and obviously Josh King and Jermaine Defoe have the joint most goals, Harry Arter and King have the joint most assists. Appearances is not really applicable, but obviously we've got a transfer sort of record, a transfer sale record as well, and you guys can let me know what you want me to add to the Hall of Fame as well down in the comment section if you so wish. But apart from that, it has been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
Yo, Massapeals. I roll out with some monsters. Looks like your team and you watchers. I do not roll with imposters. Sound like the man in the Oscars. I'm drunk of Henny and Fosters. I have a career, I am jobless. This bitch f***ing me so hard, I might just end up unconscious. I like girls in lingerie, especially if it is crotchless. Bitch, I am the bigger picture.